TV. I'm about to get ready to touch a very sensitive topic, actually, and it's going to be a very deep one because what we got to understand is it's not the matter of faith and it's not the matter of belief or anything of that sense, but it's about the ones who are in front of us. You know what I mean? And when you understand history, I've been doing a lot of breakdowns, especially like on my why Black History Month was created and it's a lot of info out there about a lot of our past leaders um who are basically playing hand to hand with the enemy. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna delve deep into this because this right here is a very deep thing, and especially like when you understand the aspect of those who come and who are as wolves in sheep's clothing. You know what I'm saying? And when you understand the aspect of that, I am going to delve deep into this because, as you see with the whole Hebrew Israelite camps, I'm just going to touch the camp aspect. When you understand this and you notice the gestures we see time and time again, but we always try to deny it. As you see, as you look at Bishop Nathaniel, look at the folded arms. And when you understand that right there, that represents nothing but the Master Mason degrees. You get what I'm saying? He does it time and time again. You feel what I'm saying? I'm going to get into him a little later on. But I want to delve deep into this because when you understand that too, he used to be a cop. And it's always the same story. You feel me? One time and time again. And when you understand the police force, they all, especially those high level rankings, lieutenants, etc., they are all Masons. Do you get what I'm saying? And once you're in, it's no way out. Your only way out is death. Do you get what I'm saying? And I'm going to delve deep into this. I'm not going to just focus on him. I'm going to delve deep into this. And I'm just going to be covering a lot because I'm going to be covering a lot. If we already know about the aspect of the Masonic sacrifices, you know what I mean? I'm looking at these dates that a lot of this stuff happened. These dates are all linking up with nothing but the climax of sacrifices, of ritual sacrifices. And it was actually an incident with a brother who was in a camp, and he had killed 6 people. You get what I'm saying? He killed 6 people. You get what I mean? You got to really pay attention to these numbers, these days, all of these things. Is all of this stuff is Masonic, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like we have to understand what is going on in the world that's around us because it was another incident, another brother. He had killed, he had murdered one of his wives. He was in a polygamy relationship. He had murdered one of his wives, and he had killed the 4-year-old boy who he said he accused of being gay. You know what I'm saying? And I think if I'm not mistaken, he was an IUIC. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. But what I want to delve into is because when you understand the aspect of the IUIC and a lot of the camps, how they started, you know what I mean? A lot of them started in the sense of New York, mainly the East Coast, like New York, Philadelphia, you know what I mean? It's just like how the Black Panthers, how they started out in Cali, but when you understand the aspect of FBI and CIA, when you understand the aspect of the CIA, you know what I mean? Places like New York, Philadelphia, Chicago, California, Texas, Tennessee. A lot of places are like Florida. A lot of places are like hot zones. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these places are hot zones, and this is where a lot of these camps and everything start. You know what I mean? Because we have to understand that as it's written, the Messiah, as he already said, that a lot of the teachers and a lot of the leaders and pastors mislead the flock, man. You know what I'm saying? We have to know what era and what time we are in. We have to understand these things. But I'm about to take it deeper because another situation happened out in Chicago. Well, no, I'm sorry about that. This is just another guy, but his name was Ben Ami Ben Israel, And basically he had died, I think, what was it, 2014, December 27th, 2 days after Christmas, the Christmas era. We already know about that whole paganism. I'm not gonna delve into that. But basically, they called him the Messiah. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. They called this man the Messiah. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it just listen to that. You see what I mean? Think about this, and I'm gonna get into it a little later on. You know what I'm saying? But it's deep because he was he basically, when you understand that, he basically, I think he was born in Chicago as well. You know what I'm saying? I believe his camp was started in the East Coast, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna delve deep into this because it's real deep, because it was another man out in New Jersey again. He had I think this is the same situation where I was talking about the guy who had killed 6 people, but it was another dude who had killed 3 people. You know what I'm saying? A police officer. You know what I'm saying? We gotta look at all of this. Like, we gotta really look at all of this. And it was actually another situation of a brother named Kim Lubrin. He actually, I believe, was a leader, if I'm not mistaken, of a camp. And him and another young fella, they had literally committed suicide. They said that they jumped off the roof because he feared being punished by the church. But it make you think, because he jumped off the roof, commit suicide. It makes you wonder, did that happen the way they said it happened? And that was around January 22nd. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken. But like, it's just crazy because all of this stuff, look at these dates, are all like climax days. You know what I'm saying? And it was another brother out in Harlem. He was 44. You know what I mean? His name was Jermaine Grant. And what tripped me out about that is, like, I think he was one of the leaders, if I'm not mistaken. But basically, he was out in New Jersey, and they said, oh, he died from, we already know about the sickness, because I don't really like saying it because of copyright. I mean, because of being flagged. But basically, the sickness. They say he died 18 months after, well, basically, he was sentenced to 18 months, but that he had died for stealing church funds, and they say, oh, he died from sickness, from the sickness. Come on, man. He was still in the church funds. Then look at another situation, the House of Judah back in 1983. You know what I mean? This is around the time of Grand Climax as well. And it was a 12-year-old who had got killed by being beaten to death, because they used to punish people in the church. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just make you look back at this and just make you go like, what the heck, man? And when you understand that too, IUIC and a lot of these camps are tied in with the 501c3, which is nothing but basically a status of the churches. Just like Islam, you basically are tax exempt, and you basically have, once you're under that, you have to preach what they tell you to preach, man. I'm just being honest with you. And if you notice, it's Louis Farrakhan, I'm sorry, he loves the Israelites. He promotes it heavy. You know what I mean? Because he loves that whole black supremacy, black nationalism. He loves that. You know what I mean? That's why they had Ice Cube involved and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Ice Cube, he's talking about, he's basically speaking on the Hebrew Israelites, but you're supposed to be Islam. It don't even make sense. Come on, man. It don't even make sense. And when you look at how they have a lot of celebrities too, I'm gonna actually play a clip later on about off the movie Barry with Barack Obama. I'm gonna play that a little later on. But you have Kendrick Lamar tied in through his cousin Carl, who's tied in with Bishop Nathaniel with IUIC, Carl Duckworth. You know what I'm saying? He's tied in, man. Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm gonna get deep into this because if you remember the situation, another situation, December 26th, the day after Christmas, we already know it's nothing but the high day of ritual sacrifice. Joy Morgan over in England was killed. Remember? Like, come on, man. Like it don't even. It's just crazy. You know what I mean? She was killed. And remember they said like 4 years before her father committed suicide. You know what I'm saying? Like let's keep this rolling. She was last seen at a Boxing Day, which is nothing but like a Christmas celebration. We already know about the whole aspect of paganism. Not really gonna delve into that on this video, but she was basically last seen December 26, 2018, but it wasn't reported until February 7th, 2019 that she was missing. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, it don't even, it's crazy. You know what I mean? And that obviously, a lot of people want to reject that, but this right here was like the icing on the cake into what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? And as you see the symbol of this is a brother in the camp throwing up the 666. Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on, there's no way around this. Star of David and everything comes nothing but from the Masonic compass, man. And then they try to speak, oh, you know, well, the whole aspect of Solomon, blah blah blah. But you got to remember the whole aspect of that. But ye have been born, the tabernacle of your Moloch and Chion. Your image is the star of your God, which ye have made to yourselves. Come on, man. Like, come on. 501c3, you know, that's why he had did that. That's why they had did that breakdown about the tax exemption. But when you understand that, they literally filed their whole 501c3 as Islamic, man. This is why you have Louis Farrakhan literally basically endorsing them. You get what I'm saying? But when you understand this too, I want to go even deeper than that because it actually goes further back than just what's going on. I want to go to the root of the problem. You know what I'm saying? And I really want to tap into it. And another thing, right quick, too, before I even get into where I'm about to take this into the whole going way back. I remember when I was out in Baltimore, I was around the Israelite branches of Baltimore. And as you see, they had a brother in the camp. You know, they have a white man in the camp, and they basically was like, they had him out there yelling, basically going off on other white folks. And the white folks was asking them, like, how come you're telling us this and that, but you have him in it? And he's like, well, my great grandfathers and, you know, blah, blah. But they like, shoot, I got this in my family as well. And they like, well, you know, you ain't the chosen. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it don't even make sense, man. It don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? But I'm actually going to delve deep into this because when you understand this, you know, in the beginning, going back, like I said, back to Philadelphia, you know, Frank S. Cherry was the founder and the leader of the first Black Hebrew Israelite churches in the U.S. You know, he basically he did it, you know, out in Philly. He did it out in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and he supported Marcus Garvey. Now, when you understand Marcus Garvey was tied with he had connects with the KKK, man. He was collaborating with the KKK. That's why he was able to move through the South and go out in St. Louis and stuff without being touched because he was basically connected with him. You know what I'm saying? You feel where I'm going with this? Hint why um, Malcolm X was able to be in Selma and all of that without being touched because they was connected up with the higher ups. You know what I'm saying? But to go deep into that, it was Frank S. Cherry and William S. Crowdy who basically started out with the Black Hebrew Israelite churches back in the 1800s. And if you remember going to the history of William, and I've been breaking that whole aspect down about the Will I Am, and you can go check out my Kill Bill video. Really, really broke that down. But when you understand this, he was a fighter in the Civil War, man, and he was a sergeant, a quartermaster sergeant in the 5th Cavalry. He was actually a Buffalo Soldier, and you know he had got land and everything. You know what I'm saying? And all of them guys was tied in with Marcus Garvey, who was nothing but a Mason. Like, come on, man. Marcus Garvey was basically a Mason because he got influenced by John E. Bruce. You know what I mean? Like, this stuff it goes back that far. You know what I'm saying? Notice he was in the Civil War, man. Like, come on, man. You don't, a lot of these people were already agents. You know what I'm saying? This stuff goes way back. You feel me? And it's always repeating itself to keep, because they already know that the people are going to wake up. You know, they already know we're going to wake up. So what are they going to do? They're going to send those to take us away from the true power, man. To keep us scattered. You know what I mean? That's why the Most High already said it in Micah. He already said that you destroyed my people so much I can't even look upon their faces. You know what I mean? That's why he said he had to destroy the pastors who mislead his flock in Jeremiah 23. Like, come on, man. Notice how he started the whole IUIC. He was a cop at first, and then when you look at William S. Crotty, before he started the Hebrew Israelite churches, he was in the Civil War. Come on, man. Like, people don't want to hear that, but it just what it is. What it is. It's a difference between faith and truth and being misled, man. You know what I'm saying? It goes that deep. You know what I mean? That's why I say it's all about understanding who we are as a people and knowing how to use that properly. You know what I mean? Because as you see, you have, like, I can show you more photos, but Bishop Nathaniel with the arm cross, he does this so many times, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just be real. Image of another a infamous arm cross. Come on, man. Let's be real. And it makes you wonder who that image is that they're showing you of of um of the Messiah. It makes you wonder, is that an older version of Bishop Nathaniel? I'm just being honest with you. You know what I mean? Like I said, it is what it is. I know some people are not really gonna want to hear this, you know what I'm saying? But hey, this stuff gotta be, truth is gonna be spread. You know what I mean? As you look at, like I said, looking at the whole aspect of these camps, how they're under 501c3 and they're labeled as Islamic, man. That's why Farrakhan endorses them. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm actually going to end that right here. Thank you for watching Hide and Seek TV. Much more is coming. Stay tuned. Peace.